You're right there, Mark here, 6 Plus, showing you today how to get into wargaming really cheaply in all respect. And that is using the company Maxmini. So what we're going to be going over today, I'll put a link down in the description to their site, is you want to go over to their first screen here, huge army deals. Click on shop now and you got a wide variety of armies. Now, some of these you may have seen them last year if you keep an eye out. They've came back and more have came out. So I own the giant army. I've only got actually the squid eating lady there to finish off, and there's a wide variety. You've got your fantasy-esque ones, but also you've now got some sci-fi-esque ones. So you got your halfling guard there, for example. So you got an actual more infantry-based one, and then a vehicle-based one. You also got, let me just make sure I get it correctly, the desert dweller-based one, which is really cool. And then you got plenty of fantasy-based ones. So let's just have a little look through each of them so you get an idea. And there's plenty to go along here. This is when I'm going to crash my PC, opening up so many tabs, because there's an awful lot, as you can gather, to have fun with. Now these, to my knowledge, they are limited time offers. So when this video goes up, you want to crack on. Think of it as a Black Friday special. Okay, so we've got the Halfling Knights army here. Really impressive amount. If I was going to do, say, for example, Bretonians for old world fantasy, or Horse Lords, I believe, for one-page rules, and many other game systems, these would be a great option for that. Then if we crack on with the giant one, well, if anyone knows about AOS, these are great for Sons of Behemat, but they're also just great for D&D and other game systems as well. I just really love them. As I said, I've only got this young lady here to finish painting, but I've painted all the other ones. Really have enjoyed painting them. I'm trying to keep this as short and as sweet as possible for you lovely lot. We then got the Vampire Halflings army, which is a really nice force to crack on with for your vampires. Whatever flavour game system that really fits you. I know for a fact this is great for fantasy, old world, one-page rules, many systems. I will say it's really quite reliable for them. Then the Goblin force. Never been the biggest fan of goblins, but I will say I've seen these ones up close and personal, and they are a lot of fun. Okay, I've even painted a few of these, and they just look the part. They look like goblins. I've had the pleasure of painting up the shamans and a few other ones, and they were a delight to paint. Then you got your mummy grand army here. There you go, a bit of a better image. There you go. You can't really go wrong. You got a really nice choice of your hero options, your swarms, your regiment, your cavalry, your monstrous creatures. Big ass mummy there with the double scythe, a catapult, yeeting skulls, chariots. What's not to love with that one? Then we crack on with desert elves. I'm not the biggest fan of elves, but I do like the version of them riding feathered raptors here. I really do like that concept. It just makes them a little bit different. Plenty of infantry, cavalry, characters, just a really solid, nice start to play around with. Then I will say, some of you may know, some of you may not know, I had the pleasure of painting up these Halfling Guard models, and if I was doing an actual, standard like human defense force army for, say, one-page rules, and guard for 40k and so on and so forth, these would probably fit the bill. I really do like the copters for the scouts. There you go, these flying copters. I just love them. But let's carry on. We got the Halfling Guard army. No, Halfling Grand army, not Guard. I do apologise. and they're just whimsical, just so much fun. As I said, plenty of characters there. One I was looking at this in the past to use for Warhammer's armies project, where they expand the rules and from the lore and stuff. So you have Cathay in there as an actual rule set, but also you have halflings as a rule set. You could use these as well for Kings of War. That suddenly reminded me. You know, yeeting the hot porridge. You got some tree men there. You got some hog cavalry, some goat cavalry, rams, which is really nice. I just love it. Then you got the halfling guard armored version. So if you are able to stretch out the pennies, why not get both? You get all the infantry you would need, in all fairness, and then you get all the vehicles you would need. And as I said, if I was going to do a guard army, all right, this is what I would do. At a minimum, if you wanted to look elsewhere for, say, the infantry, if you wanted to do a different regiment, get the regiment, get the infantry there, but then grab these for your vehicles. It's just really cool. I really do like it. A lot of vehicles to fill out your force. Then some of you may out there may be going, "Oh, this is cool." So you got your Pups of War battalion army. So this is like your mercenaries. That's the best way of putting it. And I will say again, I had the pleasure of painting some of these up, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. One of my favourite ones, if I do say so myself, two favourite ones, is the bear warriors here and the piratical halflings. They were a lot of fun. Alright, so if you do want options of mercenaries in your force, whatever game system that may be, a little bit of whimsicalness to it, have a little look at the Pups of War. Then we're cracking on with a staple, and if you're looking at the halflings, give the actual Fantasy Heroes halflings a go. I think my internet connection has gone, but we shall continue. We got the Fantasy Heroes here, really nice options. It's not as big as the previous one, but for £80, it's a cracking bargain. Then let's crack on with the Undead Grand Army. And you get a lot of infantry in this one, an awful lot of infantry. You got a zombie cockatrice, and werewolves, zombies, skeletons, cavalry, spirit host, I want to say, catapult, heroes galore. You're pretty much sorted. Then we got the smaller variant of this, which still has plenty in it. As you can see there, the only thing you're probably missing out on is you don't have double the cavalry, you don't have the werewolves and the zombie cockatrices, I want to say. To my knowledge, what I can quickly eyeball here. So it's a great option. Then this, I know, has been a lot of fun for people to see. The Frog Army. They are so cool. They're a lot of fun to look at. That Aztec aesthetic, great proxy for your Lizardmen, your Seraphim for AOS. They're just really cool. And they're chunky as well. That's what I really like. And they look like frogs. They look like amphibians. Nice options there. As you said, classic bit of nostalgic artwork here. Battle Standard Chief, Shaman, Archers, Spears, Blowpipes, Froxagores, and Salamanders. We're halfway there, people. There's a lot. Then you got your Halfling Shield Maidens army. I own this. I actually do own this. I'm in the process of painting, as per normal. And you got plenty here to actually play around with. So you got your leaders, you got your armored warbears, you got your walrus riders, you got your sword maiden chicks there, ballistas, and archers. It's a really nice mix. I was actually using it as a proxy for Kislev back in the day. So there's a nice bit of flavour, you know, just come on. It's Shield Maiden Halfling Walrus Riders. What can go wrong there? Then you got Oasis Mercenaries. These are quite a new one for Maxmini. So you got quite a lot in the actual army. I would say actually more than quite a lot looking at this now. So let's zoom in. You get plenty of characters again, tons of different infantry. It's not like rinse and repeat of the same infantry, which is great. Plenty of camel riders, there's your cavalry, a war wagon, a giant, ogres, cannon. What could possibly go wrong there? You got tons of stuff to play around with. Absolute delight to see these out and about. Then we got one of their most recent ones is the Desert Dwellers. So if you do like your Arabian inspired guardsmen, have a look at the Desert Dwellers. They really do hold up well with actually being put on the grimdark far future. As I said, whatever system you play as, they're going to do the bill. They're going to work out. And you got plenty of options, which is great. Just love it. This here, if you got this and then the Halfling armored army, I don't see many problems there. You would have an awful lot of options to make a force out of. Then you got the Mummy Army, which is then the slightly smaller variant of the Mummy Grand Army. I do like how they got army bundles and then Grand Army bundles, a little bit bigger. Just lovely if you want to dabble your toes in Old World Tomb Kings or something like that, but you don't want to pay the premium. Why not give this a go? These are perfect options for you. Then this is really quite fun. You got Halfling. I want to make sure I get this set right. The Halfling Sand Raider Army. They're just so cool. So cool. You got your rocket launcher, option, chariots, characters, cactuses there. I think you could use those for ogres or tree men if you're using Warhammer's army project. Infantry there, cavalry. It's just so much. And then you got a lord on the magical carpet. We're getting there, people. We're getting there. There's an awful lot. Then you got your boar army. I do like these quite a lot. If I didn't already have so many projects, I would be diving in on these. So you got plenty to play around with in the boar one. Standard bearer, war chief, shaman, boars, best of boars, rot boars, and minor boars. Plenty to have some fun there. Then you got the skeleton halfling army. There's the werewolves. I'm not going to deny, I really do enjoy the werewolves. You got werewolves, double catapults, plenty of heroes, cavalry, archers, swords, and spear skelly bones. Plenty there, as I said. Lots of options, and I like that there is options. Now, I'm not going to deny, I do like my dwarves. So this one here for £80. You got a battle standard, lord, engineer, handgunners, crossbows, warriors, and 3 lots of cannons and crews. She got a tidy force to crack on with there. And they look the part. They look like dwarves. I know it sounds silly, but sometimes you see the dwarves and they just don't look the part. But that was a nice expeditionary force, I would say. Start yourself out. Got 4 left, people. We got the Orc army here. And let's just make sure I got this right. So you got the warlord, battle standard, shaman, crossbows, spears, warriors, savages, boar riders, and trolls. It's got plenty there. I could definitely see, people getting, one person gets, say, the Orc box set, and someone else gets the Dwarf box set, and just reenact those kind of fights of, like, Battle for Skull Pass comes to mind. They really do fit the bill. They definitely look the part. And then this is an interesting one. I used to play a bit of roleplay D&D and stuff back in the day, but this one here, the RPG bundle set, an awful lot is in there. So if you are playing some roleplay set of some sort, some form of D&D or anything like that, and you need, you know, NPCs, enemies, stuff to have your players play against, this is a cracking one to go for because there's so many different options in here. So many different options. Now this is an interesting one, is your Null army. I used to always struggle with saying Null, but this is a lovely one. So this is 130. So you got your battle standard, chieftain, sorcerer, rot priest, ogres, slaves, sling slaves, rotters, veterans, rifles, warriors, spears, gongs, censors, runners, assassins, and flamers. Catch my breath. It's just an awful lot in there. And it's just amazing. Just really, really great options. I've actually had some fun painting up these guys. They're just so cool. Just so cool. And there's so much in that army. It's definitely a grand army. And then finally, last but not least, it's the ogre army. Ogre grand army for 145. Monstrous cat. I'll be there forever and a day calling it out. But you got a lot. You got an awful lot there. Okay. And it's nice that you got like big blobs of them. And ogres, they like their big blobs and stuff. And the aesthetic is very interesting. Yetis. Battle standard. Saber cats. I will say, very much happy with these ones. I help paint those up. It's just, they got a certain aesthetic to them and they look the part. There you go, plenty to go around with. But yes, as I said, you got plenty to go around here. I didn't want to spend forever and a day boring you lot there, but there's so many options. Okay, so please have a gander. These are limited Black Friday ones to my knowledge, so I think you probably got till Friday to purchase them. Could be wrong, but if you do have the chance, snap them up, okay? Or if you know someone that's looking at them for like a Christmas present or anything like that, please, genuinely, they are great. As I said, I own the giant one and I own the shield maiden one. The other ones are really nice, okay? That's my 2 cents on them. But yeah, if you want to save some pennies and get into wargaming for as cheap as possible, you can't go wrong with these. But anyway, I'm waffling. Thank you all again. I'll put links in the description. If you have enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment down below if you've been eyeing up any of these or you got any of the previous ones. I'd love to hear from you. But anyway, take care of yourself, take care of your loved one, and I hope to see some of you, if not all of you, in the next one. Ta-ra for now. If you've enjoyed the video and the content on the channel, why not throw a subscribe? And if you do so, don't forget to hit the bell so you'll be notified of all future content coming out. But on top of that, we have YouTube memberships now, starting from as little as £1 a month. All pennies go to supporting the channel and you get plenty of rewards in the process. Thank you again, and I'll catch you in the next one.